पूर्णगुणार्णवाय विश्वोदयस्थितितोलयन्नियतिप्रताय ज्ञानप्रताय विबुधासुरसौख्यदुःखसत्कारणाय विददाय नमो नमस्ते। यो विप्रलिम्बविपरीतमतिप्रबूधान् वादान् निरस्य कृतवान् भुवि तत्त्ववादम् सर्वेश्वरो हरिरीति प्रतिपादकं तम् आनन्दतीर्थमुनिवर्यं नमामि। पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनुवे। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। अथ केनोपनिषदः तलवकार उपनिषदः शान्तिपाठः। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अतौ बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मामा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणमेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते या उपनिषत्सु धर्माः स्ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। So we have just invoked the Samaveda Shantipataha Talavakara Upanishadaha, as we call it very often. We use the word Kenopansihad. We should always remember it is also Talavakara Brahmana of Samaveda, where this Rishi was using with Tala and Akara. Because Samaveda is fully, it is a sort of a Vedic recital. It is the Gana. It is in fact, our entire Carnatic music or Hindustani music or Indian music, it is the base from where, all the swaras have been taken in. So with Talavakara Upanishad or Keno Upanishad, which is Shantipata, which is common for all the Samaveda Upanishads and Samaveda Brahmanas. Here we have just invoked the Lord to give us, to keep all our organs and all our indriyas in fine perfection, so that you are able to get the knowledge and absorb whatever we experience in this world to the hilt. Having done that, we have just seen how the first Ganda has proceeded, because it proceeds with a question. After all, you have seen experience to experience, you have lived in this world, and after having seen, you are finding something missing, amiss. What is that? You are not able to continuously. See, you thought, if you get something, you will get the satisfaction, you will be able to live hereafter, as we have seen in the stories. You will be happy hereafter and all, but the hereafter never comes. So that is why you have come to Upanishads. So when the enlightened Sishya, who having experienced, when we asked the Guru, otherwise, the Sadashiva and Chaturmukha Brahma, in their discussion, how the world will get the finest knowledge, so that they can get the final knowledge which they are supposed to get in this world by virtue of their experience. Om Keneshitam Patati Preshitam Manaha Kena Prana Pratama Praiti Yuktaha. What is that, which is driving everyone, which is driving everyone's indriyas, everyone's manas, to put into their action, and what is that it is driving them, even when they don't want, it is driving them somewhere. How that it happens, that is what he has seen. Keneshitam vachamitim vadanti sakshutshotram kaudevo yunakti. Who is that person who is behind all these things, who is doing it? That is what he has asked. And he has asked, because he is just into the process, he wants to know what is that, because he has always been externally dealing with the world. He never had any occasion to get in, reflect and do it. Now he is in this process, so he has come to the Guru. And Chaturmukha Brahma and Sadashiva, when they are discussing, let this world get this knowledge. Finally, all these people will have to be enlightened. They should know what is the purpose of living here. So then the Guru says, Shrotrasya Shotram, Manaso Manoyad, Vachoha Vacham, Sau Pranasya Pranaha, Sakshusya Shakshu, Atimuchya Dhiraha, Prityasmal lokat amruta bhavanti. So it is ear of the ears, eye of the eyes, mana of manas. In the sense, beyond your indriyas, there is someone who is operating inside. All your indriyas are doing just a function and someone is operating, someone is controlling. That is what Madhvacharya said, Tava samipe vartate. Who is that energy? The Atman is doing it because it has got the vasanas, it has got the chittas, it has got the prarabdha karmas, he has also got the chantayasa karmas. He is being conditioned, so he is doing it. There is someone who is operating. That operating power, the enlivening power, that is called the Brahman. Tava samipe vartate. He is inside you. He is always with you. But you are not able to realize him. He is going away from him when you are going into this world and experience. But when you try to reflect, he is there and he is still there. Even when you go around and experience in this world, he is there. He is watching you like a sakshi. The sakshi is observing you. So he wants you enabled to look into yourself. You will become a sakshi to all your actions. That means you will not be getting involved into this. This is what the Guru says in a small sort of in this couplet. It's a beautiful couplet. In fact, Sadashiva Brahma and Brahma and Sadashiva, when they discuss, they say it is that they will be doing it. Finally, when they find a time, once they find, that the entire world has got nothing to offer but to give, they don't have anything but they will reflect. When they reflect, we will have to enable them to get that knowledge. So that is how then they say, because where the entire, that power where is operating, you will not be able to reach with your body, mind and intellect. That means with your thought, with your sort of, the experience and with your perception, you will not be able to reach them. Even whatever may be, even if you do meditation, everything and all, you will not be able to, na tatra satchud gacchati, na vak gacchati, no manoha. Even the mind will not be able to reach. Na vidmo, I don't know, that's what Guru says. Na vijanimo, I will not be able to explain it to you. Yadaitat anusishyat. How a Guru can impart it, I will not be able to do, because however beautifully explained Brahman, it is more to be experienced than expressed. So when you experience some of the fantastic moments in your life, when you come across and you have solved certain important problem, when you get a satisfaction, when you have done your duty. See, supposing you complete the, you get your daughter wedded after the marriage, what is the satisfaction? You have done a duty. You say, then it doesn't stop there. From there, it takes you to another, there are further duties to be there and all. The momentary happiness that you get, the momentary bliss that you get, without you being involved, that is the one which gives the brightest spot of your travel towards the Brahman. It is the travel, still you will have to reach. That's what they are giving, how immaculately we can reach in the first kanda. Then the next shloka he gave, Anyadeva tadvidita tadau avidita tati iti sushuma purvesham yenastat vyadi chakshire. He is beyond the known, he is beyond the unknown. This Guru is trying to explain, the Chaturmukha Brahma is trying to explain with the discussion with Sadashiva. This is beyond the known and unknown. You will not be able to comprehend. Yes, this is something known. It is not a cup, it is not a water, it is not something bottle, nothing like that. It is more to be experienced. That more to be experienced, you will have to do Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana. By continuously doing that, you will be able to understand what is the potential of the enlivening power which is inside you. He is guiding you. Whatever you are doing he is enabling you to do. If today morning you have taken bath, he is the one who has enabled you to take the bath. Today morning if you have taken the breakfast, he has enabled you to take the breakfast. He has made the breakfast to be digested, that also he is only enabling. But we are doing the action thinking we are doing it. But basically we are bringing it to the attention, someone is getting it done for you, by you. That is the power we are trying to understand. That is exactly, we are also doing it in our puja, but we may not be aware of it. We may be reciting the slokas, we may not be aware of it. And then next slokas, yet vachan abhyutitam yenah vak abhyudyate tateva brahmattam vidhi netam yadidam upasate. How your walk, how your words, how you are able to express yourself for every circumstances. So if you are in official life, you are able to talk to your peers or you are the people who are dealing with, you are able to express. In the house, you are able to express to your family, your children, your wife and all. And whereas, if you go out, when you are able to meet friends, you are able to express in a particular way. You are not expressing the same in the same way. You try to adapt. You try to know what is required. You got the sort of ability to discriminate, analyze and tell what is required at that particular circumstances. So that the entire power is given by him. Tateva brahmatvam viddhi netam yadidam upasate. The one who is enabling you to do all these things, he is a Brahman, not the one otherwise you are thinking, not this Jiva, not what you are worshipping, because you just imagine, see, I wanted to get today this particular thing, I went to the temple 1 week before, now I got it because of that God. You may think like that, but it is not that. It is always inside in you, he is enabling you. The more you focus, he is the one, and he is always tava samipe vartate. That is what he is saying. Tateva brahmatvam viddhi netam yadidam upasate. What you are doing and all. See, when you are doing puja, it is not the God doesn't come in the take place of the idol. It is you are using your consciousness and you become unconscious. Your consciousness you are trying to put into that idol. That is where Brahman is there, that bhava. When you do that, certainly he will be there because you are focused. Ekagra chinta is there. And therefore you get Antakarana Shuddhi. Once you get Antakarana Shuddhi, and when you are doing with that bhava, your actions will be divine, your thoughts will be divine, what you are doing is divine, what you are getting is prasada. You are submitting, you are offering and you are getting the prasada. So he is getting it done by you, he is the one giving you, he is the one taking it from you if you think you are offering. He doesn't need anything, but you think you are offering to him. But whatever actions you are doing, you just offer it because you are getting it done by me. As Raghavendra Swami said in the Prata Sankalpa Gadya, sa kartara, sa kartayittara. So you are the one who is doing, you are making me do. That is why he said in the Bhakta Vassala, Shama Samudra and all, when he said, because whatever I am doing, even if I am doing something wrong, if I am getting it done something wrong, you will have to sort of, give me the forgiveness. And you take me to the elevated path. That is what he is telling like that. Coming to that next mantra and the same thing they are telling like walk. Yen manasana manute yenahur manomatam tateva brahmatvam viddhi netam yadidam upasate. The one which mind you are thinking is not the one. What makes the mind to think? He is the Brahman. He is the enlivening one. Tat chachusha pasyati yena chachumsi pasyati. What your eyes are seeing is not, but what makes your eyes to see, that is the Brahman. You understand that? Same thing. Tateva brahmatvam viddhi netam yadidam upasate. That is not that is the Brahman and nothing else is the Brahman. The Brahman is always living with you, he is enlivening with you, he is residing in you. And yacchotrena shrunoti yena shrotram idam shrutam. What I am hearing is not what makes me to hear, what makes me to listen. Even if you listen to mantra, if you listen to a song, you internalize, understand the port of that meaning and understand if it is on particular God, it is a mantra, it is a Veda mantra, it is a Upanishad mantra, and it gives you some peace when you hear and all those things. That power which makes you to absorb what is being heard, what is being heard is listen and getting it to the heart, make your mind into a peaceful exposition. That is the Brahman, nothing else is Brahman. It's such an immaculate, this one he finds to come to them, yat pranena praniti yena prana praniyate. See, your prana also, when it does all those things, apana, vyana, udana, samana, everything it does, you take, it enlivens you, it enlightens you, it just makes you active. It takes care of your bodily needs, your digestion and your excretion and your enlivening. Continuously when you are taking the breath, he is doing everything and all. Even then he has got some power who is enlivening him. He is the Brahman. He has got a very, prana is a Mukhya Prana. Without him we are not here. But even that Mukhya Prana has got some enlivening power. That power is Brahman, not otherwise. It's such an immaculate exposition of all these things. When he has said, because the teacher never gives time to enlighten the disciple. He gives him varieties of expression, so that it is an absolute subject. absolute subject cannot be understood by description and all, because Brahman is beyond description. Why we say Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasratra Sahasrapad? Thousands of heads. Sahasra Shisha is not 1,000. It is a sort of a metaphor. Thousands of heads. See, he is there. Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasratra Sahasrapad Sabhum Visvato Yatyadishta Dasangulam. See, he is a tens of thousand. All the 10 directions. We have got 8 directions. 4 plus 4 corners plus upa and up and above. All the 10 directions. He is Vyapatva. Everywhere is there. If you want to imagine his form, you have to imagine him like that. So he is such a big form, and when you are doing it, you will not be able to give him, you can't give everything into this. You can't, even if you say it is the space, you can only define. But the space is so Brahmanda. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayika, when we say, because their entire form is like that. Ananta Guna Paripurnatva. That is what in the Mangalacharana Sloka of Kenopanishads, the Talavakara Upanishads, Srimad Acharya says, Ananta Guna Paripurnatva is full. He is nothing is, you cannot take away anything from him. He is everywhere. And his form is beyond our imagination, body, mind and intellect. Coming to that, which after such an immaculate effort between Sadashiva and Brahma and the Guru and Shishya, they were trying to bring in some sort of a knowledge of Brahman. And the second Kanda, the subtlety of Brahman. What is Brahman? Because we have known. We can't be explained, you can't do that. And how are we to know? When you come, this is first mantra and we have seen in the second kanda. Did we understand? Did the Shishya understand? And Sadashiva and Brahma, they say whether people do understand even after saying all these things. Yati manyase svedeti daharamevapi nunam tvam veta brahmano rupam yadasya tvam yadasya deveshvatanu mimamsayemave Manye Viditam. See what Yadi Manya say? If you think, because, see, basically having done that, all the students or even the entire humanity feels, yes, we know Brahman to some extent. When you see, I know that well enough, then the teacher says, Daharamevapi, you have not known even a very little, minutest microcosm of it. You have not known even the atom of it. You have to still know, it's not even a molecule. You have to go beyond that. Yati manyase suvedeti, when he says Daharamevapi nunam tvam veta brahmano rupam, you will not be able to comprehend him. You will not be able to take him into this little expression, however excellent expression may be, you will have to experience him. Without experiencing him, you will not be able to realize that Brahman. The disciple in this context has reached the ecstatic state, but that is not that one. You have to go further reach. Then he says, Yadastattam, the later expression of your body that you have seen, what you have experienced. When he means, when whatever little, you think, all the devas have got, you are worshipping them. And by virtue of that, you have also known what is that, because they say, if you go to Tirupati, you see that God. You go to Guruvayur, you see that God. And you recite the slokas, then you think, you have known to some extent. And what you have known is your ability to approach and understand God, your step. But you have not understood God. He makes a caution. Yes, you will have a feeling, you may be knowing and all. It's not correct. You have known very little. You will have to go still further into that. And that is where, because this entire, after having that, the fallacy is pointed out by Guru. And he allows the disciple to get into Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana. That is the only way you can know. Because the Guru himself has known, even Brahma himself has known, after Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana, to the extent of his capacity. We will be able to know only to the extent of our capacity, what we will be able to know and all. Because what we experience in a particular moment, what is the bliss, we have get, in small, very minutest quantities in our experiences in everyday life. That is a small one, that is a lightning flash, twitching of the eyes of the sort of a god at that moment. But then the accumulated one over a period of time, once you try to get into this repetitive experience of getting the bliss once in a while, that accumulates over a period of time, you are able to see yourself as a sakshi to whatever you are doing. You will not be getting involved. See, you will be enjoying a food. You will be appreciating the food. but you will not be having a craving for the food. Yes, you have got it, you enjoyed it. And I know this is my favorite and I would like to take every day, that will not come. So you will not get attached. See, how you will get attached? If you get attached to something higher, then only you will be able to get detached from this. You will not be able to detach from that. See, when we were infants, we may be playing with the toys. At the age of 12 and 13, no children will take the toys which you have given it to him when it is 3 or 4 years. They will just leave it aside because they have got attached to something else. Now the iPad has come, now the mobile has come, they will be able to see the games and they will not be seeing the toys now. So I think that attachment goes off. Then once you get attached, after some period of time, even they will leave the iPad also, they will go to the laptop because they will go to see some other higher applications. Likewise, unless you get attached to something higher, you will not be able to leave this. So now at this stage of the life, once you try to see the power of the superpower and the higher elevated, which gives you some bliss, which you find, because you are not got, from any of your experience in this world, then you will be able to give it. Therefore, in this world, you will have to live, you will have to go through, you will have to enjoy. At that moment, it is momentary, it is a transient pleasure, it's not going to be there. If you get the satisfaction of taking ice cream, it is only at that moment. That satisfaction of ice cream will not continue for the entire life. And if you go on getting addicted, and once you go on getting it, that is how I will get the satisfaction, that you will only be getting it, looking for it. It is an endless cycle. Just to wean away from that cycle, be in this world, enjoy whatever comes in your way, experience it, and then get attached to something higher. See, once you are a bachelor, you had all sort of attractions. Once you come to the middle age, that attractions will no longer be there. But when the youngsters get it, yes, we were also youngsters, we had these things, they are also having it. So you get matured enough. You are detached. You don't get into that. So this is exactly, they say, you will have to take. The teacher knows the danger of theoretical understanding being taken as the final realization. It is not that. You will have to experience yourself. That is why, the wise teacher, while suspecting, you should not take it as the finality. He says you should do Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana, because that is how I have learnt it. So I want you to learn the same way. See, no teacher, let us understand one thing. See, because no guru will be open enough to give you so much in detail for you to understand. Even the recipe, you take the recipes. How many people have really conveyed the recipes? Now, of course, the YouTube has come, you press, hundreds of recipes have come. It's a family secret. Even I am told in Andhra Pradesh, some of the recipes they make, it is a family secret. They don't tell anyone. But now it is open enough. You open YouTube, you got hundreds of, you got Chitra, Murali, Yogambal, this and that and all. Now they will reel off the names, for this you go there, for this you go there. And so everything is there. You just admire such absolute knowledge with so many years of perseverance, tapas and all the Guru has understood, the Brahma has understood. He wants, along with Sadashiva, to the entire humanity, how greatest they are. See, Guru is a word very glibly used in English language. If someone is good at something, he is a Guru of welding, he is a Guru of philosophy and all. So that is a very glibly used. Guru is not something like that. Sula Shushmataka Karanantara Kelanam Paripalanam. He is the one who has to show what is this, because the life, what is that final power that gives you that, and he makes you to understand by yourself. That is why J. Krishnamurti never said, don't take me as a guru. I am only expressing what I have learnt so that you can also do by your own method. In fact, Dr. Radhakrishnan, when he was asked, how Hindus, we all go to church and because on Sundays we go for the mass, how come Indians don't have? Everyone says you go to, in a district, if you go to a village, there are 5 different ways of worship or even 10 different ways of worship. Everything does his own way. For Dr. Radhakrishnan said, if there are million Indians, there is a million way of attaining the God. Everyone has given the liberty to do in his own way. Your puja may be different, my puja may be different. You may be doing puja for 1 hour, I may be doing for 5 minutes. Someone may not be doing puja, I will do once in a week because that's how it suits me. He may do it.
You do it, whatever it is. Finally, once you get this bliss, you will have to know by yourself. That is what the Guru says. They are giving it with such an open mind, such a concern of a mother to a child. Why don't you take it? This is how you have to take it. That is absolutely pristine, pure love. The love what the Guru expresses is the same love our Acharyas have given to us through the Bhashyas and Shastras. The Gurus are embodiment of all our Acharyas. When you know Dvaita philosophy or Advaita philosophy or Visishtadvaita philosophy, they are all representing the Acharyas, the Madhvacharya or the Ramanujacharya or Shankara Bhagavatpada. They are trying to give. That is why in the first sloka of Viveka Chudamani, that when Shankara starts that Ventaya Viveka Chudamani, he says, let me tell whatever my Guru and God has given to me, like a water through a bamboo pipe. Because it doesn't get contaminated in a bamboo pipe. It doesn't carry anything. It does take it exactly, because without any adulteration. How it can be given by words? By, you hear only his words and you take it as it is. You may not be able to do it. But then, once you do your own Shravana, when Guru guides you to do Shravana and Manana, repeatedly, reflection, Nitidhyasana, contemplation, finally you get out of your Manana distilled wisdom that you finally get, what you are going to apply all your actions. It is in your Chitta, Nitidhyasana, that is going to be the... That is exactly, he beautifully says in the first sloka, Sarva Vedanta Siddhantam, Gocharam Tama Gocharam. Gocharam is what you finally experience, Swata Pramana, what you understand. That is where, exactly in Vishnu Tattva Nirnaya also, what the Srimad Acharya has said, he said, Samatinda Charaksharam. Samatinda Charaksharam is the Aksharam, what you have to understand by your own internal. Sarva Vedanta Siddhantam Gocharam Sama Gocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatospyam. See, whatever this Bhagavanta, Govinda, whatever he has given. So here the interpretation is his Guru is Govinda Bhagavatpada, Shankaracharya's Guru. He has said, likewise, what Sarva Vedanta Siddhantam, because when we say Samatinta Charaksharam, when we say everything, has to be understood, and when it is important, they don't want you to contaminate with your understanding of their thoughts. They want you to think yourself, understand and get the Swata Pramana. The Swata Pramana is the only one which finally will enable you to take you to the elevated level in your actions, understand what is Brahman. There is no other way, because there could be a beautiful explanation. There could be a man with the words who has got the power of language, can express it in a final, fine-tuned, beautiful and beatific fashion. But then, that is not the end of it. That is just the beginning, not even the beginning. It triggers you to take the beginning. So everyone has to know by their own Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana. This has been brought about, this loka. And when once this has been explained, then Guru says, how come, because I have told you, if you think, the student may think, or we all may think, the Brahma, how come, he can't be knowing, he is the one who has got the Vedas and he has given it to everyone. And Sadashiva, they are all almighties, they know it and they should be knowing. They say, Naham manye suvedeti. I don't think I know him very well. Naham manye suvedeti, nona vedeti vedachari. It is not that I don't know him. See, you just see the paradox. I do not think I know him well enough, not that I do not know. I know a little. Daharamevapi. What is it? Daharamevapi. To our ability, experience, our conditions, our skill, we have not done. Yana tad veda tad veda. He among us who knows it only as such. Daharamevapi. Only little. Nana vedo iti veda chari. Not that I don't know, I don't know. See, this entire thing is confusing. It is like this paradox. Let us take, the Sishya, he has understood what the Guru has imparted. He has also tried, all of us, let us say, all of us, we try to understand that. We have know that we will be able to know only to the extent our capacity is there. When you say, because when Guru himself says, I don't know, that means he says he can't, he can only has expressed, he can't with this body, mind and intellect know about him. If you want to know with the present body, you will be able to know whatever can be understood by this body, mind and intellect. He is beyond what you can understand by the body, mind and intellect. Once you know that, you will be able to understand him only once you transcend beyond your body, mind and intellect. That is how you know. When you say, I know a little, that little what you know is, I can't understand him with this body, with mind and the intellect. I will have to transcend. It is a terrestrial experience. I will not be able to do. Unless I am able to show, because God is like a mobile phone or God is like a laptop, I may be able to understand with the body, mind. He is beyond everything. Or if you say Bhagavan is, like what you are seeing in Tirupati. Yes, Tirupati, they have given you all the flashes. So take you the vibration to realize Bhagavan. And you consciously think, is Bhagavan good? You put all the bhava into that, because that deity has got the enormous power to give you. He gives you the vibration, he gives you the grace. To go beyond body, mind and intellect, you require his grace. Even doing a small thing, we need his grace. For this, certainly we need his grace. Without his grace, we can't go beyond the body, mind and intellect. What is that way to go about body, mind and intellect? It will come to the subsequent sloka. Basically, whenever you get an opportunity, even a 1 minute, half a minute, even a half a second, you think, because he's to him in his presence, because we say, because you yourself realize some other things you find you are not able to do in the same way. My legs are not as fast as it was 10 years before, but still he is making me able to move. I know I will not be able to move very fast, but to the extent what I am required, he is making me to move. He is making me to, and I am not taking the same food and the quantity of the food I was taking 20 years before. I have reduced it. Or maybe I like certain things, I am very choosy. I am able to do because that suits me. My digestive power, is little. It has come down. It is not the same as it was 10 years before. I do that. But I control. I try to take it. I try to keep. Otherwise, balam indriyani cha sarvani, what we invoke, my indriyas will not be the same. It will not be same to perform the action, every day in the world. So therefore, he is the one finally giving me grace everywhere. So to realize him, to go beyond the body, mind and intellect also, he needs it. To Shravana also we need our grace. To Manana also we need his grace. For Nididhyasana we will need his grace. And all these things we need his grace. It will have to be with the practice. So the practice will have to totally, but slowly come to us. And that will come more you think about it. Once in a while. See, of course, after this session is over, and we will all be busy with our day-to-day operations, day-to-day requirement, whatever is there. But whenever you get a time, you try to get, because you get some off for WhatsApp, I think sometime from Facebook, maybe a couple of minutes, for a change, you take it and think over. So it will all try to give, it is only by practice, abhyasa. So this is a continuous practice that will come. 3 things that prevent us from doing this practice is the creeping laziness. See, when you find, something interesting is not there to our mind and intellect, immediately the mind says it is boring. Boring was not a word neither in Upanishad nor in English language. It slowly came about to express. Boring is, when during our college days, one of our physics lecturers, some fellows, used to show their face, which express, that they get bored. So he used to indirectly refer, boring means to dig deep. So you dig deep into your brain, you will be able to understand it. That's what he used to say. The boring is a concept that comes when your mind and intellect is not able to put into any sort of a creative or productive action as it is required for your own purpose. So once you leave that, once you slowly try to think, you try to give it up, and you see, some sloka or some recital or some quotes or something like that, you get into that, that gives you a trigger. Some triggering quotes are there, some triggering verses are there, or some triggering this thing. Then you go to your WhatsApp, because I think, WhatsApp keeps you going the day, because so many information. I think most of them are unvalidated, pure, pristine fake news that comes about, that is being proliferated all over the world. And the world has managed to live with it, particularly in India. The WhatsApp usage is highest in the world. It's more than 45% of the usage is in India. The entire world only rest of the 55%. So therefore we can take pride in that, being 1/6 of humanity, we are able to do more than 1/3 of the WhatsApp. That is what I can do. So likewise, because whatever keeps us engaged. See, three things we'll have to keep. One is the laziness that may come about, the disinterestedness that will come. The disinterestedness that comes when you don't take any interest. You will take interest only when you get into that. See, we might have passed by, even in our younger days, some Upanyasa might be going on. So we may be not having any work. We may be going. Some Upanyasa, the old fellows are listening to that and he is telling, and let us see. So I will listen when I am 60 or 65 or 70. Likewise, people may pass through. But by chance, by mistake, some youngster get into that and he listens. He finds, what he says, something triggers. He takes slowly interest. That is again by God's grace. And slowly takes, further develops interest and all. He does it. And finally he becomes, then he understands what is it. In the early life itself, he has got a grasp to understand what is this life, how you are going to proceed. So therefore, we will have to see, we say the youngsters, youngsters are not like this, unlike, we don't have to think like that. A lot of youngsters have come today. You take Dushyant Sridhar, what is his age? And what is the amount of propensity to learn the knowledge? And how he is able to express it, wherever he comes. And he is, and he also, he has got the same humility. Vidya Vinaya Sampannaha. See, with the pride or vanity, the Vidya will never come to you. It will go away from you. So therefore, with that, once you attach that, the grace once it comes to us. So I also, because I got to know Chinmayananda's lectures or Anantaramadesh's lecture because my father was going. I had to go with him, not by force, and I just wanted out of curiosity, what is that he is telling me. Little bit here and there, those things those seeds have grown when we have grown, and finally they are giving it into this propensity to learn into these great scriptures, which otherwise have missed. You will see one of these slokas, in this Kanda itself, how this life is important to understand the greatest treasures all our rishis have given in this country to the world. Every humanity, everyone has to understand. It is not for the benefit of one community, one country or anything like it. It is for the entire world. That is how the whole world has taken interest. At least those who have come to know. If you see most of the Western universities, they all have a faculty, because the philosophy faculty has got something of Indian scriptures. Vedic knowledge is there. Though entire Indian philosophy is considered to be a theology. Theology is based on faith. Faith-based study is considered. Pure philosophy in Western countries is based on understanding the reason and cause. So Western philosophy is totally different. And the Western philosophy, in fact, enables you to analyze the human actions, why we are doing it, what is good, what is bad, how the human endowed, the faculty can be utilized to the maximum. So their own theology is like Bible and other things and all. So theology is considered to be something separate from the philosophy, but the philosophy faculty has got, that is how you've got great professors, even though they may be detested in this country like Wendy Dornier and all, a lot of people are there. They have done extensively, they have gone into everything, the grammatical component of the entire Vedas, everything, what is that they have come about. But whatever they have come about is based on the mind and intellect. That is why they will not be able to reach the entire knowledge propounded by this Vedic and Veda, Upanishad and philosophy. This is based on Shruti, Swata Pramana, understanding that. What you may not be teaching, university may be having a faculty, but the real understanding will come unless we have it in discussions with the person who is able to explain Yatamati, because he may not be knowing, but I don't know much. I just get into the glimpse. I know whatever little, Daharamevapi, that only I know. Then Yatamati, what I am telling, I am trying to say, whatever little know, let me share it. And you are trying to have it as much as you can within your conditionalities. It is only the process. Afterwards, it will enable you to do your own Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana, and you will be elevated, effulgent soul yourself. Once you become, you understand that Swata Pramana. Once we have the percentage of people who have gone about this particular practice goes by even 1 percentage point more, that will get proliferated into the society. Once it gets proliferated into the society will be a wonderful place, wonderful sort of a existence for everyone to live with the dharmas which accordingly everyone has to follow. So that is why he says, I know, I don't know, I know a little bit to that extent. And then when you say, when you don't know, that means you have already embarked upon the knowledge of Upanishad. You have understood the body, mind and intellect cannot give you the knowledge of the Brahman. You will have to understand by Svata Pramana. That means you are on the right path. When you know I don't know, I know a very little to the extent I know it, then that is the beginning of knowing subtlety of the Brahman. This is what they have beautifully come about in the second. First they have immaculately tried to describe with varieties of examples, Vak, Sakshu, Prana, Stotra, everything, and trying to bring who is enlivening all these things. Tava samipe vartate. He is enlivening is. Now you are trying to know he is beyond body, mind and intellect. By Svata Pramana you will be embarking upon. Then he comes, the grand sloka, the finest in Upanishad literature, whatever has been poetically expressed in this kanda, in the entire Upanishad, is something revered by every acharya. Yasya matam tasya matam yasya na vedasaha. Avijñātam vijānatam vijñānamati vijānatam. See, this is again a paradox. Yasya matam tasya matam. He understands if one feels he doesn't know. He can't be known by body, mind and intellect. He has to transcend the body, mind and intellect. Yasya amatam. Once you feels he doesn't know, tasya matam. He knows it. If you know that you don't know, he can't be known by body, mind and intellect, you have to transcend, then you know that. Tasya matam. Then he comes, matam yasyana vedasaha. And he understands it, not who feels he knows it. He understands it. By just feeling that you know, you will not be knowing it. So you have understood that this is the right way to know the subtlety of Brahman. Avijjanatam vijanatam. It is unknown to the master scholar. The one who has known, the master, the once we have understood who is Brahman, that means that we can't know Brahman by body, mind, intellect. We have realized. By words we can't. We have to be experienced. We have to get the Svata Pramana. That means he is knowing it. He is Vijanatam. One who feels he knows by meditation or by doing all other things and all, if he feels he knows it, he will not be knowing it. Avijñānam vijanatam. The one who feels, he will be able to somehow comprehend him and all, he doesn't know that. Vijanatam avijanatam. Once he says, I can't know it by body, mind and intellect, I will have to do the Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana, and I will have to transcend, then only I will know that. It is like a lightning flash. So you see, a lightning flash, it is just a momentary. Sometime, you are able to catch it, sometime you are able to feel it, you are able to see the reflective light only. It comes like that. But once you comes like that, once you gives a spark into you, you know what is that great thing, that has happened. Then slowly it gives. Once you know this highest experience, even for a momentary, not even a momentary you experience it, you see all other experiences in this world, they are nowhere near to that. Once you get attached, then, because then you go, every time there is a Satyanarayana Puja is happening in the Mata. In normal days, because of the COVID, we can't go, we can only see it in online. If you go for Satyanarayana Puja, or the Swami Aradhana, Raghavendra Swami Aradhana, or any other yajna, anywhere happening, in Shiva temple, Vishnu temple, anywhere it's happening. You go there for the 6, 7 hours or 5 hours, 4 hours or 1 hour, half an hour where you are there, you lose yourself. And you find that experience. Can you compare that experience to anything others and whatever you have got, even if you have got something big, that experience can't be equated. Once you try to learn, put yourself into that experience, get yourself lost into this experience, all other things will become, yes, they are there. That is all, nothing more than that. What I am doing is it is just that. Today I am taking, because this vegetable is available, I am taking it. If it is not available, no problem. Whatever is available, I will take it. That's all. I will go with it. Once you have that, because Yatartha knowledge, Srimad Madhvacharya says, Yatartha Jnana is more important. You take it as it is and leave it as it is. Once you take it as it is, and then you are going to leave it as it is. If you are going to take it as something more, then you are going to live with that. That is why in every experience, everything, your expectations grow mainly because you think, because someone talks to you at that particular moment, with sweetly, you think, this is it. But you never know, because they are also enlivened by the God. They are samipe vartate. Tvam samipe vartate. It's all there. They are also conditioned by their vasanas, their karmas. So each one of us is different. In the sense, we have got our own conditionalities. Therefore, when you interact, the expectations from anyone, or you are trying to preconceived sort of despondency from anyone, don't leave it. Everything you leave it. Everyone is equally good or equally bad. There is a divine law of equality is there. If the same consciousness and the divinity is X in all of us when we were born, and by the virtue of the God's grace, whatever by experience, when we do Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana, how we have get into this, somewhere it is coming X plus, somewhere it is coming X minus. And when the grace is there, the person is able to get satisfied with whatever he is having it. And the X minus is there. Even if you get something you desired is still coming about, you are not satisfied with that. And you get, the misery becomes multiplied when you are X minus. And the joy gets not that much even when you are X minus. If you are X plus, your joy multiplies, your misery also multiplies. But to be in X, when we were created, we went in X, we are trying to come to that consciousness. The divine law of equality is there. No one has been endowed with something more, something less. It is all we have created, we have accumulated in this world. Even is a person who is a sort of a monarch or he is a beggar, there is no difference between them. He has given everything. Because of our own conditionalities, we have got it. And Purushartha is something, if you are rich, because of a Purushartha it gives you. But if because of your Purushartha, if you are not so rich, you can't be sort of thinking how this other person has got. He has got his Purushartha, he has to be satisfied with it. It is my Purushartha, I have to be satisfied with it. Every time when you do the puja, you are asking for Purushartha only. And he is giving you the Purushartha what you deserve. Deserve in the sense what you do, what is the skill you have developed, what is the action you are doing. Once you are involved in your job, once you are involved into what you are doing, that is the real worship. The God enlivens you, He comes in the form of skill. He gives it. And when you are able to impart it without any sort of conditionalities, you are open-minded, you are able to look upon everyone and treat everyone equal. It grows. Your skill grows. See, when you give a knowledge, knowledge is the one never comes down. If you give dana, your bank account may come down. But when you give vidya dana, it only grows. So once you give advice, once you experience your knowledge, experience with all others, when you are open enough, that is what the rishis have done. The rishis have done what is, they have not kept it. They have given a shruti to so many people. By virtue of that, we are able to get after millions of generations. And we are greatly, we have got the grace of God. By virtue of that, we are able to get that jnana which they have given it to us. So once we know, we are able to live without much of a hassle in this world. Nothing is going to bother us. If you get it or if you don't get it, if it is available or not available, if someone talks this way or that way, see, it is all words. And the Shrotrasya Shrotram, because there is a bigger ear, understanding is there. What you are hearing through your this normal pinna and now your drum and the tampan, that is not going to be anything. What you are finally realizing yourself, and you don't take anything to, you realize yourself and you be detached. You be like, some sort of a lotus on the water. Though you will be sitting like that, you will be in the water, you will be floating, you will be beautiful to look at. You will also be participating in the flow of the water. But you will not be totally tainted or you will not be tarnished. You will be pristine pure. When you take the lotus out of even the muddy water, the lotus remains lotus. It doesn't have any, the leaves are as pristine. You can still give it to the Lord. It is not something like that. Once we come to that stage, that is exactly this Upanishad says, the subtlety of the Brahman, like, what is the water, you are floating on the water, he is helping you, the water floats you. The God is helping you to do all actions, be in this world, experience everything, take it together and take it finally. This is what exactly it happens. It happens to everyone. In fact, that is how the experience in this world, once you understand that, often there is one king was there. It is in the, we have seen this particular sloka earlier. And this king, he did lot of tapas and he was a very, very dharmic king. He was helpful to everyone and all. Finally, when he left entire thing, in those days, they used to go to Vanaprastha. He left his kingdom to his son. He said, look, take care of it. I have had enough of it. I am just going. Forget about it. When he went there, he did everything, and finally, the story goes that it is the Yoga Vasishtha. And Indra has sent his emissaries, angels, to come and pick up. He is now entitled to go to Swarga. Let him be brought to Swarga. He has done so much and all. So he went to the king, asked him, I think now Indra has sent me, and he wants me to, you are entitled and you are already, we are very pleased, and why don't you come with me? This was recited by one Suruchi, one angel, who was on Himalayas. He saw this angel going to fetch that person. He was somewhere near Gandhamadana Parvata. It is near Ayodhya, UP. This king was doing tapas there and all. So when he was going, he went to the king and asked him, come on, I am here and to take you. And all. He said, okay, taking what you will do. And all. I will take you to Swarga. And Swarga, what will be there and all. They have everything, whatever you want will be there. You will get everything. And whatever pleasures in this world has to offer, everything will be to the extent and all. So what happens? And once all your bank account is exhausted, then you will have to come back again. He said, I don't want that. I have already seen enough of it. You better go back. He sent back that emissary. Indra was wondering, he is the first person who has refused the Swargapata, when he has been asked to get in. It's in Yoga Vasishtha, beautifully described. This is being sort of told by one Agnivesha, one Rishi, to his son, to telling what is this importance of this world. And this emissary was going back. The Surichi, another emissary who was there in Himalayas, he asked, where did you go? Where you are going back? No, I went like that. And he refused, I am going back. So then Indra has got a duty, like all of us have got a duty. He has to bring whoever eligible to Surga. He got worried. I think he will be failing in the duty. Again he will lose the Indra Padavi. So he came running towards this. Well, what man, mera naukri chala jayega. I think, what are you doing? I think you better come, you are eligible for that. He said, no, look, don't give me all these your words and all. I am not enamored of all these things. I have seen enough of this world. I don't want to come and have all this pleasure and all. You better have it. You guys are doing it. I am not for it and all. I am after something much bigger, and I want to get to the Brahma Vidya and Brahma Jnana. I don't want to come and do. So then Indra got, for the first time in his life, he came across, there is a creature like this. So finally he told him, sir, I think if that is the case, I will take you to Rishi. He took him to Bharadwaja. Bharadwaja was in Allahabad. If you go, there is a Bharadwaja ashram there. In fact, I happened to leave that ashram for quite some time. I didn't get that knowledge at that point of time. So when the Bharadwaj ashram, when he went there, he gave him the entire knowledge of dharma and all. He is the Sishya of Valmiki. And Valmiki has directed anyone who has gone to him to go to Bharadwaja to get the knowledge. So he gave him the entire Yoga Vasishtha. Yoga Vasishtha is a knowledge, supposed to have been a knowledge imparted by Vasishtha Maharishi to Sri Rama. Though it is not taken as a very prominent place in the Indian sort of mythological, this one, the people expounding Yoga Vasishtha is very little. Mainly because Ramayana itself has got 24,000 slokas, Yoga Vasishtha has got 32,000 slokas. And some people say it has got 29,000 slokas. Finally, one Abhinava Chandra in Kashmir, who was a great Pandit, he has reduced to Lagu Yoga Vasishtha into 5,000 to 6,000. Even Lagu is 6,000 verses. He has done that. And a lot of the source and because a lot of debate are there. That is why this Yoga Vasishtha is not very prominent. But it has got a lot of stories in that, narrations in that, which gives the proper understanding of all these Sanatana Dharma concepts. So there in this Yoga Vasishtha, when it came, he said, finally he was taken to Bharadwaja, and Bharadwaja gave him, what is the final realization of God by Swata Pramana and all, we gave it to him. And he went through that, he finally got it. This is the same story, our Pejavarmata Swami, that was his last story, the similar one. I think that I will share it with your next class. I think I will just keep it, your curiosity on with that. That is a similar story he gave. In fact, the story is very, very prominent because the last story Pejavar Swami has told to particular audience before he entered into Vrindavana. This very recently it happened. That will then. Likewise, it is not all that we see in this world. Once you understand that, like that king who has refused the Swargapada, because if you are going to see what is that, you are going to something else. But once you get the knowledge in this world while living itself, there is something higher. And once you are able to live like this, that is really the whatever you ask for. That is the bliss. That is the final attainment what we can do. This is what this Upanishad takes from us, all of us, to a wonderful, and we will continue to enjoy the journey next class. In the meanwhile, if any queries or any clarifications, any comments are there, I will only be too happy to listen. This is 2.2, 2.2 and 2.3. 2.3. 3, yes, both. Because that gives you the paradox. It says, if you know, you don't know. Once you know, you don't know because of your body, mind, intellect, you can't reach, then you know. This is exactly, it can't be, only with a paradox, such a concept can be explained. In the entire Upanishad literature, I think the slokas of Kena Upanishad, mantras of Kena Upanishad, have reached the brilliant heights, and this is being quoted in other Upanishads. Whenever someone tries to explain the concepts in other Upanishads also, they take these mantras and explain it. That is great. So with this, I think if there is no other queries, and we will try to conclude today's session and look forward to another wonderful session next week. That is going to be the 3 slokas. Next 2 slokas are going to be wonderful. We will see that, and Madhvacharya has got expounded so beautifully. We will see all those things. With this, we will conclude. Om Sahana Vavato Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vatitamastu Ma Vishvidavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you friends. Krishna Namaste.